Are you ready for Sunday school, kids?
Well, good morning, boys and girls, and happy Halloween. I hope you're very excited about today and this evening, and I've decided to dress up as a detective called Sherlock Holmes from way back when. You may not have heard of him, but maybe your parents have. And I, Sherlock Holmes, I catch the bad people and I solve mysteries. And today, I want to solve the mystery of Halloween. What is Halloween all about? Well, Halloween means Holy Evening, which is the day before All Saints' Day, which on that day we celebrate the saints. So, who are the saints? Can I see any? Ooh, there are some behind. I see behind me St. Thomas, our patron saint, and St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, and the patron saint of many of the early settlers who came to Stittsville. But are there any other saints around? Yes, I see some more saints, and I think they're looking at me. You see, anyone who says they want to follow Jesus is a saint. So in a sense, on All Saints' Day, we celebrate all saints, those living today and those who've lived in the past. So now we come back to Halloween, and one of the things we do for Halloween is we carve a pumpkin. And in many ways, the pumpkin is a little bit of a picture of the Christian life. You see, you get a pumpkin, and then we cut off the top, and then we take out the seeds and the yucky stuff, and then we get a knife, and we carve a face. And I like to carve a smiling face. And then, when we've done that, we get a light, a candle, or maybe a battery light, and put it in the middle, and then set the pumpkin in our window or on the doorstep. And then the light shines out of the pumpkin at our visitors. And in many ways, the pumpkin is a picture of the Christian life, because we come to Christ with lots of yucky stuff, with hate and doubt and selfishness and jealousy and other bad feelings. And God helps us remove those and forgives us for those. And then, in that space, goes the light of Christ to shine out to those around about us. And there's a Bible verse which talks about this, and I'm just going to read it to you. In the same way, let your light shine before men and women, boys and girls, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven. Shall we pray? Dear Jesus, help us to let our light shine so that others will see our good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Amen.
Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to God's Garden. Today we're going to make, for our first craft, we're going to make a pumpkin necklace because it is Halloween. What you're going to need is some construction paper. I've chosen this nice bright pumpkin-like color. You're going to need that. You're going to need a string or a shoelace, as I've chosen, and that's bright shoelace. You're going to need some beads that you can put on your necklace. We're going to need some glue. We're going to need scissors, a pencil, and a ruler. These are the things that you're going to need. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make 2 pumpkins. And what I'm going to do first with my construction paper is I'm going to fold it in half, like that. Because what I'm going to do is, rather than cut out 2, I'm going to cut out 1 and double it. So I'm going to draw on my construction paper a pumpkin. If I can, something that looks something like this. So here, we're just going to draw this in. Actually, I'm going to use a darker color so you can see it. And the ruler, we use the ruler to make sure that we are, here's my pumpkin, and it should be about four centimeters across. This is called the diameter from one side to the other, so 4 inches across. So that, make it that size, and then we're going to cut it out. Okay, so cut that out. There we go. So now I'm going to have 2 pumpkins that are identical, which is what I want. Okay, and now what I need to do is I need to put one down, and I need to take my glue and my string. So I'm going to lay my string, measure it first. So it's halfway. So you want to get the midpoint, put the midpoint in the midpoint of your pumpkin. Take your glue, and you're going to glue that down. Okay. Some glue below it, and a little glue around it, because we're going to put the other pumpkin on top of that, and we want it to make sure that it stays glued together, stuck. Okay, so I'm going to take my second pumpkin and press down hard so that we can have the pumpkins together like this. Okay, it's going to look something like this. Now, what we want to do is we want to make a mouth, something like this, a mouth. I'm going to use, actually, use that color. Okay, so I'm going to cut this as a mouth to put onto my pumpkin. So I have a pumpkin face. I'm going to make a mouth first. Okay. Cut around, and cut down for teeth. Cut those pieces. I'm going to fold one forward and cut that off. And I'm going to fold this one forward. So that you can make your shape of your mouth any way you want, but I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to glue that on to my pumpkin. Now shape it a little bit more. Put a little bit of glue on and glue it down. That's my funny looking mouth there. Then I want to take the same paper and I want to make triangles. Okay, so you want to make a little triangle for the eyes and the nose. So 2 eyes and a nose. And you want to glue those down as well. Okay, so I've got my triangle. I'm going to put a little dab of glue on the first eye. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can make your eyes any way you like. I'm making mine as triangles. You can make circles. And a mouth, or a nose rather. I've already got the mouth. Here we go with the nose. Okay, so far I've got my pumpkin with the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. I'm going to take a brown crayon and color in the top part of the pumpkin, because that's usually, with the stem, it's usually brown. Okay. All right. And then, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my string, make a little knot in it so that when I put the beads on, the beads will stop at the knot. So I just make a little knot like that. Okay, and I'm going to feed in some beads. I've got all sorts of colors here, so it doesn't matter what colors you choose. And I'm going to put on about 4 beads on this side. 1, 2, 3, and a bright one, 4. I'm going to make another knot so that the beads don't come back up on me, up on the string. Okay, so we have a knot on the bottom, beads, and a knot above that, and we're going to do the same to the other side. Try and make it as even as possible. Put the beads in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go, 4 beads in there. And I'm going to tie that off. Okay, and now I've made a pumpkin necklace. And you can wear that out on Halloween. And remember, what goes in the pumpkin is a light, right? We can't put a light on this one, but our light is shining out. God's light is shining out. There we go. And there we go, we have our pumpkin. Okay, next craft. Next craft, I just have to put this in. We're going to make this lovely lantern. Just like that. Okay, so you're going to need your purple construction paper. You're going to need a blue piece of construction paper. You're going to need a yellow piece of construction paper, I think that's about 2 inches. Let me just measure that across. Oh, it's 4.5 inches across. Okay, and you're going to need to make a little flame, because the flame, that's the light, and it's going into our candle. So the very first thing you want to do is fold your paper, fold your construction paper. Okay, and then you want to draw lines down the construction paper, but you need to use your ruler, and you want to make the lines just about an inch and a half, an inch and a quarter across. So you take your ruler and you draw in your lines. Hang on a second, I'm going to turn it this way. Okay, and you want to draw from the fold of your paper over to 3.5 inches. Okay, and you're going to draw those lines all the way down, about that distance. Okay, you're going to make the lines all the way down the purple construction paper. Then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut along those lines. All the way down. so you've got your construction paper like this. You've got those holes, and what you need to do now is put some glue. Put some glue on the side of the paper. Oops. Eat it. Okay, put some glue on there. Because you're going to fold over the other side, and you want to be able to glue it to the other side. Okay, now it's a bit tricky because what you want to do is fold it a bit, and you want to glue the outside part of the construction paper to the inside part of the construction paper. Okay, so it is a bit tricky, but there we go. Actually, I did that wrong, boys and girls. It's supposed to go this way. It's all right, I can adjust. You want it lengthwise. You want the glue this way. It's going to come this way, so lengthwise, twisting in, just like that. Okay, and that way it'll plump down like this. Okay, now what you need to do is, what we want to do is we want to be able to make a round circle with the blue paper to put onto the bottom and give it a base for our lantern. Okay, so you want to make it about the same size as your lantern. Alright, so you measure it out, and you put your lantern on top, take a pencil, and lightly draw around the base of the lantern. And then cut it out. And now you can take your tape, put the lantern on top. Actually, we're going to leave that for a minute. We measured it out, that's good, because we can't tape it on yet until we put our candle inside. So now comes the yellow construction paper and a pencil. This one is a little bit, has glue on it, so I'll use a different pencil. Now use this. You wind it up, the construction paper along the pencil. It's tricky to get started, but then you roll it all the way up. Okay, roll it all the way up. Just like this. And roll it, roll it, roll it, and roll it. Okay, it's all rolled up. I'm going to let the pencil out. And this is going to be my candle. And I'm going to tape it. This is going to go inside our lantern. I'm going to tape the candle. I need a couple pieces of tape to keep it ripped here so I can cut it like that. Now comes the flame. So what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to cut out of your other construction paper a flame. You cut around and make a nice little flame, and you put the flame into your candle, and you can tape it in there. Okay. There's your light, your flame and your light. That goes into your lantern. that. Now we can tape our bottom. 2 pieces of tape. Oops. Tape there. Again, it's kind of tricky, but if you take your time, you can get it. That gives you the base for your candle. Okay. Your candle goes in there, like that. And then you take your green piece of handle, glue or tape the handle onto your lantern. With your light shining out. There we go. Just like that. And there's your lantern. Number 2. Push that down a bit. All right. And that's it. Okay, we're going to sing our song today, This Little Light of Mine. I think most of you probably know this song. It goes like this. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All the time, all around Stittsville, I'm gonna let it shine. All the time, all around Stittsville, I'm gonna let it shine. All the time, all around Stittsville, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the whole wide world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the whole wide world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the whole wide world, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.